Hello students, welcome to Btech360. A lot of questions have been coming to us, especially on comparison between two colleges. And one of the questions that came up now for us is between Thapar Institute versus LNMIIT, right? And this is a very important question that I thought we must answer with a lot of data. So just wait for the kind of data that I present before you take this decision, right? Before I move ahead, three requests that I always have for you. Please do subscribe to Btech360. Two, if you want to ask a question, write it in the message box and I'll be happy to, take it up next time around when I do that. And the thirdly, most importantly, I must thank our university partner, Chitkara University, which enabled us to put this entire thing together, right? So now this question that has come to us is from a student who is possibly from north of India. The student has an option between Thapar Institute and LNMIIT, which is based in Jaipur. Thapar is based in Patiala in Punjab, and you actually have LNMIIT, which is based in Jaipur, which is in Rajasthan. Now both are very good institutions, but the way you make a choice is something that, of course, it is meant. It is for you to deal with it. But all I'll do at this point in time is to give you some kind of information that will enable you, help you to take the decision very sharply. So Thapar was founded in 1956, so it's about 70 years old, whereas LNMIIT was founded in 2002, which is it's only 25 years old, but equally competitive, mind you, because both were actually funded by genuine philanthropists. So they were philanthropic institutions, and that's how it works always for them. Now, both are, one is a deemed university, the other one is a PPP, public-private partnership, because the government of Rajasthan also came in with the land and those kind of things, right? The NRF rank of Thapar is 29th best university in the country, whereas LNMIIT is not ranked. The campus size is about 250 acres as far as Thapar is concerned, and 100 acres as far as LNMIIT is concerned. So Thapar is a large institution. They also now have a Delhi campus where they only offer AI, and they partnered with NVIDIA to do that. And so that is how it is. And the faculty student ratio, in my opinion, is better in Thapar as compared to LNMIIT. Now, let's talk of placements, because that is where you actually end up deciding how what works and what doesn't work, right? Now, I don't believe in the highest salary, because highest salary is typically one person getting it, and a lot of people try to sell that highest salary as much as they can. But if you look at the median salary, Thapar's median salary is 10 lakh rupees, whereas LNMIIT's median salary is 12 lakh rupees. The reason why this happens is Thapar's intake is very large, and because the intake is very large, even at a smaller percentage, percentile, you might be able to get through to Thapar through some other quota. Whereas in the case of LNMIIT, that is difficult. LNMIIT, the intake is extremely small. It's a very boutique institution, if I will say that, as compared to Thapar, which takes a lot of students. And the placement percentage in Thapar is about 88.5%, whereas it's about 87% in LNMIIT. But the median salary is 12 lakh rupees in the case of LNMIIT, as compared to only 10 lakh rupees in the case of median. The number of companies that are placed, the students who are placed is 1,690 in the case of Thapar, whereas it is 421 in the case of, remember, 421 and 87%. So just look at the kind of intake that they have as compared to what Thapar is. And that is where you're going to be dramatically different, right? And the placement trend, if you now look at it, has been falling as far as Thapar is concerned. It was 94.9% placement in 22-23, coming down to 93.9% in 23-24, and coming down to 88.5% much later in 23-24. So when I look at it from 21 to and moving forward, what was about 95% kind of a placement has fallen down to 88.5% placement. In the case of LNMIIT, it's the reverse. It was about 72% about 3 years back. It's now 87% in the current year, which is 23-24. That's the kind of data. 24-25 is what we have as at this point in time as data, and that is 86.98% or 87%. So the placement trend for LNMIIT has been growing strongly, and possibly because they're getting the best students out there, and more importantly, it's a very boutique institution. They don't take as many students as what Thapar does. Now, obviously, one is to make the choice, but two is, are you eligible to make the choice? What kind of percentile do you have where you can actually get into these institutions is again something very important for you. Now, for CSC at Thapar, your last year's cutoff was about 95.97 percentile. And I'm talking of outside Punjab, because Punjab also has the home state quota, so you must deal with it separately. Punjab is slightly different, but if you're from outside of Punjab, your 96% is what you got your CSC in Thapar. And in the case of LNMIIT, the highest closing rank, open category, as far as we know, is about 96.3% or 44,517. By the way, ignore Thapar, LNMIIT and all, they don't declare the highest closing cutoff rank. So all we do is we actually access data from some kind of social media circles and try to put it together for you to understand. So in both the cases, I think we're dealing with about 96 percentile being the highest closing rank cutoff for you to get into that. That's our understanding at this point in time. The CS branch is, again, as I said, the Patiala campus is 97.82% and 96.5%. So it's slightly more easier if you're an outside the home state quota to get into LNMIT as compared to Thapar is what we see at this point in time. The EC cutoff, the highest rank that we saw, even at 94 percentile, you could get into LNMIT. And in the case of Thapar, it's about 97%. So it's more easier for you to get into LNMIT as compared to Thapar, as we see it. But average salary is 14.14 lakh. In the case of Thapar, it's about 11 to 12 lakhs is what we understand. Again, this also happens because when you actually have a lot of students, about 1,700 students being placed, the average is bound to fall. Whereas when the students is about 450 only, the average is supposed to be is maintains itself. That's what we can see at this point in time. The highest package in Thapar is 1.23 crore, which possibly is a foreign placement possibly. And in the case of LNMIT, it's 55.64 lakh. But don't go by the highest salary. I always say that go for the median salary. Go for a boutique institution. It is far better for you because there's personal attention towards you is my understanding at this point in time. Now, the EC median salary is 10 lakhs both ways. Both the institutions have a 10 lakh kind of a median salary. The total seat intake in Thapar is 3,390, including the Punjab home state quota also, whereas it's only 780 in the case of LNMIT. So in Thapar, you actually have wider spread of offering. They actually have offer 19 Btech programs, whereas in the case of LNMIT, they only offer 5 programs. So that is something that you should be looking at very closely. Now, Thapar actually has multiple fee structures, but if you go through the normal thing, it's about 2.5 lakh rupees, 3 lakh rupees is what you pay. But the total 4-year tuition fee for 8 semesters comes to about 22.6, so 20 to 23 lakh rupees. And same is the case with LNMIIT also. Both institutions offer very, very good scholarship for JEE toppers. So that's something that you must know. The hostel per semester is about 40,000 rupees both ways. LNMIT charges about 60,000, but Thapar charges about 40,000 plus is what I understand. And both offer very, very good scholarships. So given an option between these two, it's a very difficult call for me to take on your behalf. LNMIT is a smaller institution, a boutique institution based in Rajasthan, placing most of its students. The number of students that they take is very small, and they also place the students. Thapar is a large institution. Now they've also got a Delhi campus in that sense. And to that extent, the 85-90% placement that they get is very, very good. At the same time, because it's a large institution, it will always be the median salary would be lower and the average salary would be lower, and that is something that you must know. It is more easier to get into LNMIT at this point in time, what we saw about a couple of percentile points as compared to Thapar. Because Thapar goes through the JOSA counseling, it's very transparent as a process. LNMIT, we could not get data in terms of the highest opening, closing cutoff ranks for each of the branches. But we do have some kind of a data on the placement, and that placement, LNMIT is slightly better than Thapar. But it's slightly, and LNMIT also is slightly easier for you to get into as compared to Thapar. But having said that, Thapar is a larger institution, it's a bigger institution, it's got a Delhi campus now also, which they partnered with NVIDIA to set up the AI campus. So the choice is yours. All I could do is at this point in time present data for you so that you can make your own call. I hope this helps you. Thank you so much. And most importantly, I keep saying this, please do subscribe to Btech360. And I must thank our university partner, Chitkara University, for enabling us to put this entire thing together and bring it out to you. Thank you so much. Namaste.